So many people have been talking about CERN. They are about to again test the most powerful particle accelerator during the solar eclipse coming up on April 8th. Their goal is to search for invisible matter that secretly powers the universe, unraveling more mysteries of the universe, specifically dark matter. Now, why are many talking about this? Well, to understand that, it's good to have a good understanding of the history behind CERN. We actually did a video called Unmasking the Antichrist, and there was a section in it that talked about CERN. So watch this and you may find it interesting. Many are reporting about a recent scientific breakthrough that may possibly open gateways into dark dimensions. So what is the big fuss about CERN? Check this out.
What they're trying to do there is approach the energies that happened at the beginning of the Big Bang. When all the energy that was released, some of it stayed energy, a lot of it turned into matter. And so if you want to understand the nature of that matter, you need to pull it apart and have a good look at it. If we want to understand our place in the universe, we need to get as deep down as we can get, And in order to do that, you need these energies, and that's what they're doing.
One of the biggest mysteries in science is whether there's more matter, antimatter in the universe. Matter is made up of particles like protons, neutrons, and electrons, while antimatter has particles with the opposite charge, antiprotons, antineutrons, and positrons. When matter and antimatter collide, they annihilate into pure energy. Scientists believe that the Big Bang should have produced equal amounts of matter and antimatter, but we observe that the universe is almost entirely made of matter. To solve this puzzle, scientists have been studying subatomic particles, trying to find differences in how they behave with matter and antimatter. Recent experiments at CERN have shown a slight difference in how some particles decay, which could provide a clue as to why there is more matter than antimatter in the universe. But we still have a long way to go to solve this fundamental question of our existence.
CERN is one of the most important scientific laboratories in the world. It is home to the Large Hadron Collider, the largest and most powerful particle accelerator ever built. CERN has made many important discoveries, but it has also been the source of some strange and creepy stories. Welcome back to Factnominal. In this video, we will take a look at 10 creepy things about CERN that will keep you up at night. Number 12. One of the most common theories about CERN is that the Large Hadron Collider is a portal to another dimension or a parallel universe. This theory is based on the fact that the LHC creates incredibly high-energy collisions, which could theoretically open up a wormhole or tear in the fabric of spacetime. There is no scientific evidence to support this theory. Some people believe that the LHC is being used to open up a portal to hell, while others believe that it is being used to contact aliens. Number 11. The Higgs boson is a subatomic particle that gives other particles their mass. It is thought to be the last piece of the puzzle in the standard model of particle physics. The Higgs boson was first proposed in 1964 by Peter Higgs and other physicists. It was finally discovered in 2012 at CERN, the European Organization for Nuclear Research. The Higgs boson is a very important particle. It is thought to be the glue that holds the universe together. Without the Higgs boson, there would be no mass, and the universe would be a very different place. The name God particle was given to the Higgs boson by the media. It is a catchy name, but it is also a bit misleading. The Higgs boson is not a god, and it does not explain everything about the universe. Number 10. Some people, including physicists and futurists, believe that CERN is creating a super-intelligent AI. They believe that the LHC is being used to create a computer that is smarter than humans, and that it will eventually become self-aware. Some people believe that a super-intelligent AI could be a good thing, while others believe that it could pose a threat to humanity. Number 9. On the campus of CERN, the European Organization for Nuclear Research, stands a statue of the Hindu god Shiva, the cosmic dancer and destroyer of worlds. It was a gift from India symbolizing Shiva's cosmic dance of creation and destruction. However, some people have expressed concern that the statue is a sign of occult activity at CERN. They point to the fact that Shiva is also known as the Destroyer of Worlds, and they are worried that CERN is conducting experiments that could have disastrous consequences. China has denied these claims, stating that the statue is simply a symbol of peace and understanding. Despite these assurances, some people remain skeptical about CERN's motives. They believe that the statue of Shiva is a warning sign, and that CERN is playing with forces that they do not understand. Number 8. Some people believe that CERN is causing the apocalypse. They believe that the LHC is creating mini black holes, earthquakes, and new forms of matter that will eventually destroy the universe. Some people believe that the apocalypse is already happening, and that CERN is simply speeding up the process. Number 7.
Purchase your tracks today.
Some people believe that CERN is creating a new world order. They believe that the LHC is being used to control the population, and that it is part of a larger plan to create a one-world government. Some people believe that the new world order is already here, and that
Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises out and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Kakwadash, the orders to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone who rule well. Salutation to the Yakim pushing his truth and sincerity to the four corners of the earth, to the few Akwat who listen and learn and be obedient to the husband. The brother Howard from the KMS Prophetic Vibration Camp, back on listen to the spirit and power of Ba'ashem Yahushai. As you see, I play some of the clips, so brothers could understand a little more about CERN. It had more from it to add in, but I don't want to make it too long, and I don't really want to go too deep in it, I just want to, hit points where the time we're living in, and as we know as men of the Lord, there's no new thing under the sun. So let me get a precept in Ecclesiastes. I'll say one thing as well. So I'll go on through chapter 3. Let's see. Alright, so I'll go back and look at Ecclesiastes chapter 1 verse 9. Let's see, the thing that had been, it is that which shall be, and that which is done is that which shall be done, and there is no new thing under the sun. So we understand that what happened, after time, times before, as the prophet walk, Yahushai walk on the earth, we walk after Yahushai, so we representing Yahushai in this timing, also the prophets in this timing, we come with the word, spreading out to the four corners of the earth, waking up the elect of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, giving a warning, and judgment to come unto these two and these other nations. So when you understand that, that in all things was back in the ancient time, in this time, and as we know who the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. Now we live in the revived Roman Empire, where the same governmental structure that was ruling when Yahushua was persecuted. So we understand this is the time we're in here. This is the last straw. This is the last draw where they, coming with their witchcraft, their technology, as we know the book of Micah, they work evil upon their beds. So they sit down in the Senate houses and, they come together to destroy. The main target is Israel, to try to destroy Israel from being a nation. try to upset prophecy, from we being rulers in the kingdom to come forever and ever, and they being our slave, and after 1,000 years is the end of that third part of man, which is Esau, Edom. When the Lord use him on the earth right now as his sword on the left hand side, which is our enemy, also the Lord enemy. But the Lord use him as the Lord is in control of all things, even the hearts of all the kings upon the face of the earth. So I'm gonna jump back. The reason why I'm going into the book of Genesis, chapter 11, and touching on sin, and also touching back on the Tower of Babel. So we have to understand that, this going back into when they was trying to reach up to the heavens, right? When they tried to reach up in the heavens. So I was going to take my time and go down into it so brothers get the understanding that the Spirit lead me to go into this, And I was chopping it up with a brother, and I put the videos together, and I merge it, and I said, let me go and take a rest and get up early, and do this lesson. That's some other lessons to do. But being the spirit of, feeding and sharing with them. So hoping this video be edifying through the spirit. Yahweh Shai, lead me the right way to bring out this. So I want to start in the book of Genesis chapter 11 verse 1 and say, and the whole earth was of one language and of one speech. So what is really given you here? As we know, throughout all the first wolf, the second wolf, and we head into the third wolf, which we know the earth is given to the hands of the wicked, which is who? Going back to the elite nations. But we have to understand that who is the mother of Babylon. Going back into Britain also, when you check it out also, where Esau, Edom, where you resonate from, which we know is Europe, Europe, Switzerland, all these parts is where these elites of Esau, Edom, which is going back into the gatekeepers. When you go into the book of Ecclesiastes chapter 3, it speaks about the gatekeepers trembling, So going back into 2017, when CERN did still be the Hadron Collider, and the hand come out and get them tekel, which is the numbering his queendom basically, because we is the Israelite to run a kingdom to come. This is a queendom run by women, have all the say, but is the elite pulling all the strings to try to make the Israelite man to be under the woman. But all this is just prophecy. All this is a part of our trials, being on this earth where the wickedness and authority, the Israelites mourn. So we understand that what they do, they come and they, let me see if I get the precept in the book of, let me see if I get my next Bible. Let me see if I get my next Bible. Book of Job, chapter 14. We'll get it here. Let's be over Kusha. Job chapter 14. And let's be up, man. Verse 5, right? 14 verse 5 in the book of Job, it say, see, in these days are determined, the number of his months are with thee. Thou hast appointed his bounds that he cannot pass. So, going back into the precept I quote earlier on, and I will bring out these three precepts just quick on point. So when I'm breaking down, going down, you'll understand why I bring out these 3 precepts. 3. Let me see if there's let's be up now. What's this 12 and 3? Right, so like this is going back into Ecclesiasticus. 12 and 3 wasn't 3. And 12 was 12 and 3. So slacky about that. So going down into the precept in the book of Ecclesiastes chapter 12 verse 3, it say in the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinding cease, because they are few, and those that look out of the window be darkened. Let's say, and the doors shall be shut in the streets, and the song of the grinding of is low, and he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low. So when you understand that, who is the you know the ones who, the days, as I say, in the days when the keepers of the house shall tremble. So I want to guess if I get it in the Wakusha, Ecclesiastes chapter 3. 12, so like, yeah, Ecclesiastes chapter 12, and right, Moses would say here, into the keepers in the day, alright. Right, let me bring all these Strongs in.
Strong's H 8104. Shamer. Shamer.
It said to keep, to guard, observe, give heed, to take, have charge of, to keep, guard, take, watch, protect. It say watchmen, to watch for, wait for, to watch, observe, retain, treasure up, memory, to keep. So when you're going down into it, it says to keep, to preserve, protect, to keep. Right, so you're understanding that this is the ones, who have the place running how it's running. They running the place right now, and they realize when they did in 2017, these keepers, the ones who basically, they always observing, they set as a watchman on the left hand side, just to tap in to all these witchcraft and the sorcery. They had the witches, the warlocks, as I see, they have Shiva, as a playing video, they had Shiva, which going back into, you know, she represents the destroyer of nations. And when they go into the book of Revelation 9, I'm going to go down in the same lesson. It shows you going back into, when they say that the bottomless pit, which we know is Europe, have no resources, no sorts of resources like oil and all this stuff. That why you watch all the best of cars and all these things coming from these places with their technology, the machinery, and all these things. All these things like witchcraft and sorcery, all these things is basically more up in that land. When you watch, they showing you over soon is beams coming from the sky, or they're shooting up to the sky, or they're linking up with the satellites, because they actually merging, their technology with all these Egyptian, because we know that Esau Edom had all these scrolls from all the years, from all the wars, the one war, the second war. That's why they go and invading houses, lands, Salakia, and taking all their going back into all the history, all the artifacts. So while going on into here, right, going back into the book of, let me get it, right, Genesis 11, right, 11, and going back into, no, I was in Job, Salakia. I was in the book of Job, chapter 14, verse 5. When it says, seeing his days are determined, and the number of his months are with thee, thou hast appointed his bounds to have that he cannot pass. So going back into where I was bringing out the gatekeepers trembling. So going back into there's no more wisdom in T-man. So you're understanding that they have a limit that they cannot pass the bounds, because they're tapping into something that they cannot control. They're tapping into something where the power, this frail flesh, cannot consume. You understand? Because the spiritual power, and even on the left hand side power, the flesh cannot control. So Esau feeling that he can control Satan and all his angels, and that's how Esau imagination is. That's how Esau in his mind, because he worshiping Satan, he dealing with Satan, but yet he feel he can control Satan army. In a sense, it put like in that way, not control Satan, but worship Satan, and control his army in a sense, to give out a request to say, well, do this first or do that first. I just want to bring it out clear. I just want to take my time and bring it out clear. So Salaki about, but you never know the thoughts of the wicked, because he even wicked to his own self. So how you can trust someone? How you can even trust this entity where he actually, conjure up, which we know on the left hand side, all his angels. So understand that when the gatekeepers are to tremble, because they actually seeing that the Lord giving them message that their kingdom is coming to an end. So when he realized in 2017 that his kingdom coming to an end, right? He said, he didn't say the bill snakes said come to Trinidad. Then a little further down, you see the C19. Then they said come with the jumbo juice, to spread the jumbo juice around the world. They said they come down with great wrath, but at a low rate. So if you understand, we in a time where we heading into the end. We already and the volume is being turned up. As the book of Revelation 12 and 12 say, it said, therefore rejoice ye heaven, and he that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you having great wrath, because he knoweth that he have a short time. So they number your queendom, going back into when the brothers was breaking it down the highways, the A and the Tha, going back into, the beginning and the end. And also it mark you. When they say Exxon on Babylon, basically it's showing that this is the end of your rulership. When you go back into Nebuchadnezzar, back in the days of Daniel, when the hand they come out and say many tekel, the Lord has number your kingdom. That's what we're paraphrasing it. And same time as the media Persian come over and destroy them, take over their land, destroy them and gather the spoils. So the same as we as the Israelites, we come in now to destroy Babylon, the Lord basically coming to destroy Babylon with all these new thermonuclear fire, which is his arsenal, is as a part of his army also. It's coming to destroy Babylon. 200 million missiles going to destroy Babylon. Israel and all in Europe, all they going to taste the wrath of Yahweh Bashim Roshai, where all these elites, all the nation of the third part of man, which is Esau, Edom, the serpent, that subtle beast. So you understand this cunning man, he is here on the earth pulling strings and hiding himself, behind curtains. And this is the one who have the most money upon the face of the earth. He have the most say upon the face of the earth, because he's the one control all the governments. He's the one control the central banks, which we know money is a defense. He knowing to himself that all these nations, the more they do and all these things, he really calling the shots. But we know that the Lord is in the hearts of all these hidden nations, these kings. That's why the Lord stirring up Putin right now. He's stirring up China right now, Iraq, Iran. The Lord stirring up for them to hate the whore. But we have to understand the whore is the daughter. That whore going back into even the daughter, which is Babylon, where she says she's a virgin. Nobody never pays her. Nobody never drop bomb and destroy her, in a sense where defeat her. And the mother going back into Britain, going back into Britain, we understand that true Babylon come out of Britain. It have a history when brothers go and look upon it, how they went and they take over the land of the Gadites when they go into the book of Micah 2, they cover it fields. So you understand they stretch out, but the main projective was to come to reach to that point where they could come and reach to the heavens, and which we know back then in that time and the ancient times, they wanted to go, it's like we will picture it as a tower. But we have to understand we in this time and age where the Lord increased wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, we get a down payment of the portion of the Holy Spirit, the Ruach HaKodesh. So we understand, yes, it's a tower, right? So let me go back into it. So that was the 3 precepts I say I'll bring out, so you will understand when I'm going down, further down, you will understand that Esau know that his days are numbered. His time is coming to an end. So he is coming down with great wrath. But Esau know to himself he's a cunning man. We also know that Esau is a cunning man. He is a subtle beast. So he want to do these things and still feel like the man of the Lord is sleeping. But the Lord says he set us as watchmen. So we up, watch, and we praying for a few days. So the more Esau do, is he doing for our kingdom to come more faster. So we say all praise to Yahweh Bashim Roshai. Because the Lord say he's speeding them the days for the elect's sake. That's roughly paraphrasing that scripture, but you brothers understand that the Lord is doing all this and having Esau tapping into all these left-hand side spirits and the sun and all these things is not new under the sun. So when you see the devil doing all these things, knowing that he have a short time, so that means we almost home. We almost home. So let me go back into the book of let's be out my book, sure. Go back to the letter. Right, going back into the blue letter in Genesis chapter 11, I start from verse 1 and say, and the whole earth was of one language and of one speech. So you understand right now upon the face of the earth, what let me type it in. Let me type it in so brothers will get edified. is the most spoken language in the world? Let's see what it say here. Just so. That's great, man. The image. Right. Right. Yappa, yappa. So the top most spoken language is first is what? English. English. So you understand where everyone understand English. So all these witches and these warlocks from all who Isogara, and because it's say going back into Genesis back, to going back into so you understand, it's say 1.452 billion speaks English. Let's put a number, but we know that it have more than that understanding English. So you understand that this is the language they coming with the NWO, which is the New World Order. When you're going back into Genesis, right? It said, and the whole earth was of one language, so everybody could understand. Because who ruling the earth right now? The hands of the wicked. What language he speak? English. They all understand English. Also, when they watch around the world, a lot of people understand English. Even the Israelites understand English. When we is Hebrew speaking tongue people, right? It's a and of one speech. So what is showing here right here? The same spirit back then, the same spirit back here now. That when they coming with the NWO, with the brothers that know what I'm talking about. So it say, and it come to pass as they journeyed from the east that they they found a plain in the land of Shinar. So I want to go into a little map search. I want to go right Shinar. Right. So when again here, Salakia, I'm gonna go down into it. Yeah, Shinar. Strong's.
Strong's H 8152. Shinar. Shinar.
It's a country of two rivers, the ancient name for the right. It's a treacherally later known as Babylonia of Chaldea. So going on into, I went down into the Hebrew, right? It's a region around Babylon. So going back into the ancient map. So brothers, that's bear with me. My reading might be so hundred, but I try my best ability. So you understand it bordering, right? It's in Babylon, it's in Iraq, it's in Iran. So it bordering right around, it's in the rivers, the two rivers, where is Babylon back in the ancient days in Shinar, where it was located. So you understand, this is the place where they was building that tower. So let me go back into the Genesis chapter 2. It say, and it came to pass. So you understand, Shinar going back into Babylon, when they reach in the NLT, it say, as the people migrate to the east, they found a plain in the land of Babylon and settled there. So it say as they journeyed from the east, they found a plain in the land of Shinar, and they dwell there. Verse 3 say, and they said one to another, go to, let us make brick and burn them, truly, and they had brick for stone, and slime have they for mortar. So you're understanding, this is the level of understanding that, and going back into the Lord, the Lord going back into they as wise as Daniel. Are they wise as Daniel in the book of Ecclesiasticus, the book of Ezekiel chapter 28, Salaki about that. The book of Ezekiel chapter 28, when they speak, are they wiser than Daniel? But we know Esau did a diligent search. So when you check it, these people back then, they wasn't no ordinary thinking. There was people in different, because understand back then in Babylon, in Babylonia, in Shinar, you will understand that it must have the ones who governing the people. It must have, is that a king, a governor. It must have someone who giving out, orders, So when you understand that it had someone who was running the show. So as we know in this time, and the elites of Esau Edom is running the show on the earth right now. So there's no new thing under the sun, right? So you understand that for them to sit down and make up this, it was the same spirit as now we're in, as these scientists, as they say they're making these bricks to build this tower. So I have a video to show, brothers. So you'll understand that what they was building back then also, I just want to bring it out through the edification, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shai. So you'll understand that the level of witchcraft back then and the sorcery back then, where there was, or even the warlocks and all these things tapping into the left-hand side spirit, to tap into that realm, to go into that portal, feel that they could meet the Lord. Because the Lord set a boundary where Esau cannot pass, which is the firmament. Elon Musk, I think, shot up a rocket recently and show you, and when the brother was chopping it up, he talk about it go back into the radiation that a human flesh can go through. So when they're talking about a man reach land on the moon, it's like this, like the story back, the movie back then in Sesame Street, when they say the cow jump over the moon. So that is show you that this subtle beast, come out with these deceiving words, and our people eat it up. As the book of Jeremiah 7 and 8, it speaks that they trust in lying words that cannot profit. So you understand how much our people is far away from the Lord with all these religions, this Christianity, this Muslim religion, all these other religion, this false religion, which we know we are people of heritage. They are far gone. But as we know, Romans 11 and 7, we have obtained it. The Lord have wake up the elect. The Lord have wake us up from the darkness into the marvelous light for us to understand in this time and bring out edification for us to be in the right spirit of prophecy and in the right spirit of the coming of the Lord. So going on into it, it's a, because think about it. You create, it's a, I'm gonna bring it back. Let me see if I could let me read it in the NLT and here would say they begun saying began saying to each other, let's make bricks. So this they're reasoning with themselves. They bringing it up, they're saying down, and the as the scientists them has come together, and there's had the pen and the book and all where they could bring forth the information and to create something. Is the same way they're saying down and the thinking and doing a sketch. It's like this architect, if I say the word correctly, this architect where they're sketching out a building or sketching out a structure of a building, right? And say, let us make bricks and harden them with fire. It's in the region, bricks were used instead of stones, and 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 what? And tear was used for mortar. So you understand that they was already having all these bricks and all these stones and all this stuff. So you understanding it's basically the structure of the building. It wasn't really you could say that like they didn't understand already how to make bricks and how to build. They don't have the knowledge already. But to bring the building together as one for them to understand to reach to the heavens. So we know that in this time, as we see, when I went into the meaning of plane, right? When they go into it in chapter 2, they talk about a stage. I'm gonna go and show you on the online etymology and the online interlinear Salakia. When they go into a plane, it's a village, valley, a valley. It's a level valley, bam, bam, bam. Let me see what it say here. It's a as if a cleaving of scattered mountain. Alright, let's be at Pusha. Something to look upon that they found. Right, so we understand, alright. Fine, well, going back into where we know as Babylon, they find the land, as I said, a valley for them to build this structure, this foundation, which going down into the precept. It say, and they said, go to build, let us build us a city, a tower. So I want to go down into this city. All right, I think it's a city I'm supposed to go down into. Just build. Let's see what build saying. It's a build, rebuild, establish, cause to continue, build, rebuild, build a house. It's a to build, establish, of restored. It's a to build up. Right, so it's talking about repair to build. Right, so we go into a city. Right, it's a assessment, anguished, or terror, city, tower, a place of walking, guided. It's a city tower. So let me see what it say here now. Alright, I'm gonna go into the online etymology and see what it says as city. A city. City. Right, it's a tower, city. It's a from Latin. Right, it's a okay. Right, it's a now a large or important tower. So it was a large and important tower, as it's a city, right? It's a walled tower, a capital, right? So you understand that when you're going back into the city, also you're going back into tower, right? The city also go back into tower. You go back into a building. You go back into a house. You know, where houses will be where a large. Say a large place. Let's say a large place, a large important place. So this is where they build up, as we see we in this time in this time modern time in 2024, where they choose Switzerland in Europe to build their soon to bring their bricks and build their important large structure, their building, their house. So going on into it, it's a and they said, go to let us build us a city and a tower whose tower may reach unto the heaven. So I want to go down into some words here now. Let us build. Let me see what it say here. In build, right? It's a build, rebuild, right? The same thing, right? City. Let me see what it's saying. Tower here now. It's a tower, elevated stage, right? So this is what the one I went down into to go back into a stage, and I say pulpit. So when you go back into last year, I think 2023, when it had there was the video went viral. It was leaking. The video was leaking where they were showing you they doing all their ceremonies and all their witchcraft, and they're doing all their dances and thing with horn and all these demons. They're showing you on the stage on a pulpit in Switzerland. They dancing and all these witches and warlocks. They in that vibration, doing all their enchantments and all their worshiping Satan basically, And this is a part of their celebrating and all these things. We know how these demons this works. These demons them just tap into the realm and do the semi-demi, as you say in Trinidad, And it's a my tower. It's a cast pulpit flower, right? So we went on into that day. So basically, it's a pulpit. It's a stage, right? So this was the tower. The tower was a stage, a pulpit, So basically, that going back into when you watch like the movie back then, Stargate, it was like a stage, a pulpit. It was like in the middle of a stage, and they also open a portal to go in and end up in a different place, right? Let me see if I could get that on YouTube. Let's be at Mama Bakusha. and this is just for edification purposes. So, let's see if I can fasten it up. As we know, they say they mix, as we know, they say they mix, they mix the Egypt, the mixing the Egyptology back then, right? And they putting it with their technology, their AIs, and all the artifacts, all the strolls, all the history back then in going back into Iraq and Iran, where Babylon was resonated back then. They go and take all the what I could say the all the information, basically all the strolls and all these things where they have hide up in their rich places where an Israelite cannot go, where you can get your hands on these things, because it's the elites who run in the world who need these things to feel that they could reach on a level as the Lord, as its scripture say, he start bound for Esau that he cannot pass. But in Esau, in his imagination, thinking that he gonna establish his NWO, that he could actually, as we know, heading into the eclipse on the 8th of April, and they say they're gonna start back up. I also have a video to show, so I'm gonna do a part 1 and a part 2 on this lesson, so you understand that. A brother sent a video to me also. I'll play that video after this. That these on that day of the eclipse, when they start up the Hadron Collider, as we are showing in the video, the meaning of matter and what is antimatter. So antimatter is basically you take a piece of wood, it's matter, and you light that wood, it becomes as the life, the wood itself, through being burnt, it give out sparks, it give out a heat, it not being as how it's supposed to be, as a wood rests, and it's going back into, you get that different, I think in I was watching, because 8 years ago, before I came into it, I was doing some history about how many spirits are going through CERN and showing me and digging up on revelation. So I was seeking the Lord. I was seeking information, seeking, like, I want to learn. I want to know what the plan. I was like seeking the plan, like what they really planning. And now to see this happening right now, to know that these bastards feel that the men of the Lord is sleeping. But we are not sleeping. We know all your what you doing in the dark. We being aware. We just waiting for you to make a draw. Make a draw, Esau. So the faster we be home, then when the Lord will turn up the volume upon the men of the Lord, and you're gonna see the standard be raising. You're gonna see the men them holding stiff for the name of the Lord and laying their bodies a living sacrifice being matters. Men don't care about your as you when you go back into the company soon, when you watch your logo 666, which is the mark of a man, which is you, Esau. You behind all of this. So I'm going back into the Stargate here, and I've seen something. It's the Assyrian Iraq Stargate. So let me go up on the paper. And you know, to what I have about Bashim Yoshai, Bashim Kakadash, you understand. I never saw this when I was putting lessons together with the videos and all this stuff. I never think about it. So look at the stage, what they built. This is the tower they was talking about. It wasn't literally because Esau will show you a long, tall tower trying to reach up to the heavens. Is no. Esau trying to supplant us. Esau trying to fool us, but hey, the Lord revealed the secrets unto the servants, the prophets, the Wadayah, that he had many rights spread back then to go down into the history and go down into CERN to show that they are lying. and going on into the breakdown that this is what the scripture was talking about. This is the plain, this is the large place when they go down into the city, when they go down into the tower. This is the tower they was talking about. The house, right? That building to rebuild. This is the place they was talking about where they was practicing their witchcraft, all the sorcery. That's why they have Shiva. That go back into the book of Revelation 9 when they talk about Apollyon, the destroyer. Who's the third part of man? The sons of the devil, the sons of the wicked. The sons of the wicked, Esau, Edom, that subtle beast the Lord using as do Revelation 6 and 4, which they bring out that later on, but I'll bring it out. That red horse who go and take away peace from the earth. So Esau know to himself when he opened these portals, it's like the movie, it's a lot of movie they bring out in I think it's in Justice League with Superman was fighting this one with the man with the big staff in his hand with the horn. I don't really know his name too much, these characters, and he wanted to let go out all his basically all his soldiers, which is these flying demons. And when they go into the new movie Aquaman, when he going back into his father's brother, who was an evil man, and he was possessed by darkness, and his whole army, was possessed by darkness, and he wanted to wake up and release his demon army upon the earth. And this is what Esau, Edom, them tapping into. They want to come and release all these left-hand side spirits, while two-thirds of our people being vessels, as we know that when it speaks about, know ye not that your body is the temple of the Holy Spirit. So your temple being defiled, it is being open for these demons when they open this portal and release out all these left-hand side spirits to enter and possess you. So people are going to be tripping off, putting each other to death. It's like the movie Kingsman, when they turn on the frequency. You see everybody started to go haywire, and the hearts of many waxing cold. Anytime it's have more evils to come. So all these people are going to be fucking tripping off. You're going to be seeing more murder. The murder rate tolls going to go haywire. Everybody going to put the book of the book of Ezra 16. They're going to be in their own hands. Sedition among men. They're going to be doing as they well please by killing this one, killing that one. Is all hell going to be breaking loose? And that is leading to what? Jeremiah 30 and 7. Jacob's trouble. So all is going on into the three precepts that they bring out unto you, brothers. Right? The no new thing under the sun. And they bring out the bounds that he cannot pass. And I bring out the coming down with great wrath. Revelation 12 and 12. So you understand that the more he tap into the realm, whatever boundary we cannot pass, right? He go in to try to open portals to bring out these demons, right? But we know the Lord control the both sides, the left-hand side spirit and the right-hand side spirits. Angels, I could say. So understand that he saw it to himself trying to bring out all these demons to feel that, to bring the world under his order, his NWO. You understand? Because he know to himself when the enemy coming like a flood, the Lord going to raise up a standard. That standard is going back into the men of the Lord in that time, gain spiritual powers in this mortal flesh. That's why going back into the book of Daniel back again, when they talk about the dread and terrible day of the Lord going to send Michael the archangel, because his demons, is Esau, Edom's EI, all these things go be upon the face of the earth. All this is a part of the trial of your faith. Being a man of the Lord, because Satan come and was trying to tempt you. However, understand it, brothers. Understand where I'm coming from. This is that time, and that's why I don't want to go too deep in it. As the scripture says, true meat or too much of excess meat could get you sick. So I just want to stay on a normal level. As a brother, just through the spirit and power of Hashem, try to water that He bring me into this truth for me to understand that the time we living in. The time we're in right now, we near than whom that we as the apostle was on point, we not long here. We didn't have long here. 2027 or 26 years here is because all hell breaking loose is madness upon the place. We didn't have long here. The end of this year or this year itself could be a bang. When the Lord turn it up on a different level. So this is time for you to be up, watch, and praying and fasting, loving each other as brethren. Not forsaking the assembly, but being in one spirit. So I don't want to stray too much. I want to go down into this video to show, because I'm just bringing out the stage. I'm bringing out the tower. I'm bringing out that city where it speaks about in the book of Genesis chapter 11, where I added, I'm meshing up to in this time and age with sin. So you see, brothers, take it in again. Right, so right, this is the star here that was talking. Right, I'll bring it up. No, this one here. Right. Okay.
Hi, it's Katrina.
No, not this here. So this is just showing you all right. Well, basically this over here. But you understand, Esau, Edom, they had the diligent search. He did the diligent search, and they know to themselves back then what was that tower. So going back into the scripture, in the book of Genesis 11, I went into city, I went into tower. It's unto the heavens. So I'm going into heavens. Going into the Strong's.
Strong's H 8064. Shamayim.
It's a heaven, sky, visible heaven, sky. It's as abound, abound. It's of the stars. It's as the visible universe. So which we know they want to go into another universe. It's the sky, atmosphere, right? Heaven, let's say, as the bound of the Lord. So it didn't really get you too much. If I go into the Hebrew Strongs, right? It's a heaven from the unused. So let's see, from the root. It's a the firmament, right? It's a which seems to be spread out like a veiled over the globe. It's as support supported or foundation. It's as supported of no so like I say as supported on foundations and column um col columns bam bam bam. It's a and above which the it's a above it's a and abound and they say which above it just give you like Genesis 28 and give you the meanings of different chapters. Again, yeah, the meaning of heaven. So I just going down into slide through the spirit and power of Hashim Shai. It's a in Genesis 28 and 17 it go to speak. It's a and above which the abroad abroad of the Lord is and the angel was surpassed to be. Right, so basically I don't want to go down too much in this, right? But alright, so they just give you heaven, right? It's a right, so we're marking into the precept. And if brothers want, they could go up and look up more upon it. To my knowledge, I was say I don't wanna, be babbling too much in things where I don't wanna go down into too much too deep in, right? I wanna chew the meat where I could chew, right? Because there's certain words I cannot really, well, brothers don't know, right? So it's a and let us make us a name. It's a lest we be scattered abroad upon the face of the whole earth. So you understand that they wanted to make a name for themselves. They say, lest we be scattered abroad upon the face of the earth. So it's a and the Lord came down to see the city and the tower. So going back into the city, let me see what it say, and came down. The Strongs to go down, descend. It say the decline. Say decline, march down. It say to go or to come down, to sink, sink. Right, it say right. To bring down, to send down, take down. Right, right. So going back into it, let's say to see. So let's see with us. So right, to see the Strong's here.
Strong's H 7200. Ra'ah. Ra'ah.
They say to see, to see, look at, intercept, preserve, and consider, to see, to preserve, to see, have vision, to look at, see, regard, look after, see after, learn about, to see above, consider, let's say, look at, attention, to discern, distinguished, look at, gaze at, to appear, is here it's here, to appear, present oneself. So I like this one here, to appear, present oneself, right? So we're going back into it. So like, yeah, I'm taking my time. Going back down into it. It's a right. It's a city I was going back into, right? It's a excitement. Let me see if I go down into this word here.
Excitement.
Right, excitement. So like, yeah, excitement. A feeling of great assessment or some. Right, I ain't really going to go down too much in that. Say anguish. It's a of terror, a city tower, a place walking. It's a guarded city tower, right? So it's a tower here now.
Strong's H 4026. Migdal. Migdal.
Right, so I'm gonna see if I get this in. Right, so it's a right elevate stage. Right, so I'm gonna see if I get it here. We'll see in the right. So what you understand where it going on into here? So they're showing you a stage, right? This is how our stages look. So when you look at the Stargate, that actually build up on a stage. Let me see if I get some images. Right, so like in CERN, you can use this as a stage. You know, so when you watch all these artists and all these, like in the Travis Scott, when he was doing his Rolling Out concert and like that portals opening on that stage, don't get twisted with their witchcraft, you know, in their music, in the enchantments, right? So you understand what the tower was going on into when it's a tower, it's a stage pulpit. So let me get a pulpit. Let's say pulpit. We get images. So they get a pulpit in a Christian church. So in a building you have a pulpit. So when you go into CERN, they're showing you, you know, when they tap in, they're showing you all these the machines and all these ancient statues and all what they represent. So going back into what I was telling brothers, I want to show you about the bricks and the silicon minerals make bricks. We'll go back down earlier into the precept when they say in verse 3, say, and they said one to another, go to let us make bricks and burn them truly, and they have brick, and they had brick for stone, and slime had they for mortar. Right, so I want to go into this small video here. Let's build my Wakusha. Right, so taking this here, brothers, and I don't understand what was going on into pertaining to what they was building. I'll show you as the going into Stargate, they show you in Iraq, because when they go back into the ancient map where Babylon was, is the border Iraq and Iran. Right? As you see, you go on to the own etymology, it's near a river, near two rivers. So it show you the rivers were cut out from Iraq and Iran.
Can enter here, so this is what they call the AD hall after the anti-proton decelerator, the AD. Yeah, yes.
Right. This Shedamite, this Edomite, if you understand that this is a fucking witch. This is a witch. This is one of the ones who saying, come let us take the bricks and let me take mortar and slime and let me build this foundation, let me build this stage, let me build this tower.
And so this decelerator is beneath us, beneath these concrete blocks. You see these yellow fences? Yeah. So that's the big ring going around.
So the whole purpose of the AD hall is to house this ring inside of a concrete tunnel that slows down antimatter particles. And then subsequently there are experiments that...
So understand what they're using? Bricks. You hear what she say? Okay, back.
Yeah, yes. And so this decelerator is beneath us, beneath these concrete blocks. You see these yellow fences?
Concrete what? Or you know what she say? Concrete blocks. Right?
Yeah, so that's the big ring going around.
So the whole purpose of the AD hall is to house this ring inside of a concrete tunnel that slows down antimatter particles. And then subsequently there are experiments that study it.
We're doing the opposite of the rest of CERN. Yeah. We don't like protons, we want the anti-proton. We don't like accelerating, we want to decelerate.
It's all shut down right now for maintenance, so we got to go down in the tunnel.
Wow. Wow. There's all this concrete and cement. Oh my gosh.
You see? It's all concrete and cement. Let us make slime for mortar. So brothers, this time we're living into, we need Yahweh Hashem Yoshai. We had to call upon Yahweh Hashem Yoshai. That's why we not sign up out in the highways and buy with no sticks. It's a spiritual warfare we fighting, not physical. Because if you feel ready for the physical with Esau, Edom, you're going to get destroyed. Esau, the Lord, this is the Lord's sword. Esau have the power to wipe out a team, a Israelite group in seconds. But yet you stand up and feel that the Lord is going to. The Lord say, wait until he rise up against the prey. That's what we paraphrase in the scripture. Even it said, vengeance belongs to the Lord. So we need Yahweh Hashem Yoshai. We need that spiritual power. We need that standard to raise the fight amongst the enemy, Esau, Edom. Right? Because when he marching this AI with humans, these cyborgs, these terminators, they're coming. They coming. They're being controlled by who? By the mark of a man, 666, which is Esau, Edom. When they go into Antichrist, which was against Hamashiach, when they check about matter basically was formed when it was formed, and it's all the elements before, all the elements, and even well, let's just show you going back into Genesis 1. And what they're doing now with the antimatter is basically they're trying to, control antimatter, which is something where it is beyond a human human control. That's why they had to use all these mortars and all these things, because it will give it a big blast. It's basically all this is nuclear wall structured walls to hold between a blast, to keep in that power with these protons and all these things. Like I won't go down too much in that shit, but brothers know where I'm coming from. These particles and all these things to hold it, to bring that portal to open, to bring that because what the man was saying in I was taking one of the video is either they wanna send in something or something come out of it. But they say that when I was doing the collision, and they was getting a response from the other side. So basically the spirits on the left hand side was actually giving them, through the computers and all these things, they was getting signals. They was getting signals on the other side and going back into they tapping into the realm and doing all the witchcraft and all the sacrifices and all this stuff onto these deities, these left hand side angels. They feel that they tapping in, but it's the Lord giving them that play. The Lord giving them a say, oh, go ahead. You gotta go ahead, go ahead, go ahead. And because the Lord set that bound, when the Lord set that bound, because right now they name something as God particle, which they cannot really get the God particle, which is the confirmation or the okay or do something as their own will without the Lord knowing or the Lord saying, well, go ahead. And that would burn out Esau, Edom. They cannot pass the bound. So all they could do is all they could do right now is the doing for prophecy's sake. So the more you do in your mind, Esau, Edom, is the Lord have you doing this.
Listen to Burning Man. I feel like a lot of people were wearing this. So the blue things, they are bending magnets. So they're typically at the corners of your ring, and they will turn your beam, give it a kick or a turn. Yeah. The red ones are...
So going back into Genesis, I want to bring a talk. I come to me through the Spirit to say something, so I'm going to read it and then I'll say something. Right? So it say, I'll go back from verse 5, it say, and the Lord came down to see the city and the tower which the children of men build it say and the it say and the it say and the it say and the Lord said, behold, the people is one, and they have all one language, and this they begun to do, and now nothing will be restrained from them which they have imagined to do. They have imagined to do. So this is something they imagine to do. So understand that why you think the Lord come down and put a stop to it? Because he knew to himself that it wasn't even time. It wasn't even time yet for them to reach where they wanted to reach. You understand? It wasn't time yet for them to reach where they wanted to reach. So let's just show you that from since back then in them time, they feel they could have tapped into that realm to reach into the heavens where the Lord said it they want to reach, because they always are enemy towards Yahweh Ba'ashem Yoshai. That's why Yahweh Shai say for Jacob I love and Esau have I hated. It says verse 7, it says, go to let us go down, which is appear. When you go back into it, it say appear, or descend. It say, and they confounded their language, that they may not understand one another's speech. So the Lord come and smooth them. The Lord come and smooth them. So the Lord come and bring confusion. So all these warlocks, these witches, the Lord come and put confusion within them, that all of them could not understand what was happening. They could not control it. They didn't have the knowledge to control it. They started to confuffle themselves. They started to go like madmen. They started to move like madmen and mad women among themselves. It say, so the Lord scattered them abroad from thence upon the face of the whole earth, all the earth. So going back, because they know to themselves. They talk about it. What they say here earlier on, they say what they say. They say here in verse 4, it say, and they said, go to let us build us a city, a tower, whose top may reach unto the heaven, and let us make us a name, lest we be scattered abroad upon the face of the whole earth. It say, lest we be scattered. So they were saying, if the Lord come, he might scatter us, and we can't finish our project. When they was building their stage, when they go back into pulpit, right? Going back into the scene where they're building today, right? When they come together now and they're building today, that hall, when they go into the book of Revelation, they talk about, sit around the 7 horns and going back into the NATO, the EU, they're going back into their system when they come together now to build back this, and they had this building for years now. For years now they have this building. So they're prepping themselves years now, and they have all the artifacts from back then in Iraq, and I'll show the clip in YouTube of the Stargate, which is their soon to open that portal to bring out these spirits on the left-hand side. Because as the video with the woman in my gate here, Tini brother just sent it to me. It's Beat Mama Wakusha. It's Beat Mama Wakusha.
Why is this white boy sitting in a dark like Casper the Friendly Ghost?
Listen to this.
I just got it a bit. March, okay, yeah. So in the next 2 weeks or so, April the 8th, it's going to be on a Monday, 2024. Ever since I get hold of this solar eclipse that is going to happen over Babylon, US, in the Americas, I've been warning brothers and sisters. I need to do a play. I will do a playlist. I'll go in May thing and I'll gather all the videos that I've done concerning the solar eclipse. and I'm urging you, church, to watch it so you understand this video. Because if you're new to the channel and you haven't heard me talk about the solar eclipse before, you may not get what I'm about to say, because this is going to be a warning. And this video, please share it. I don't normally tell brothers and sisters share my videos, because I know that you automatically do that. Some of you are very good at that. You share. But this one, I am telling you, brothers and sisters, please share this with families and friends, because this may save them. Ever since the incoming solar eclipse has made known to us, and we're in the season of this to happen, for the past 2 months or a month or so, I've been talking about the solar eclipse on April the 8th. And I've been talking about this in the form of warnings. That is what I've been talking about. In the form of warning the church, warning brothers and sisters what is to come. This eclipse is not going to be like your normal eclipse. And there's a lot I have to say. I want to say one thing. I want to concentrate on one thing, because there's another thing that the Lord is telling me. But I want to concentrate on one thing, what He has told me, what He showed me in the realm of the Spirit. This solar eclipse is not your normal solar eclipse, because there is a lot of demonic activities that is going to take place when the solar eclipse is going to happen. All right?
Supposedly. So what's Sun gonna do on that day of the eclipse? They're gonna start up the Hashem Collider. They're gonna open up these. They're gonna try to open up these portals to let these. What she said, dark demon. You know, basically these demons, right? These dark spirits. These heavy. You know. Let us show the time we live in, brothers. This is time for us to be more in the spirit and put the flesh into subjection. This is time for us to be focused, for the devil is coming like a roaring lion, seeking who he could devour.
Now, I did a video concerning the bridge, Baltimore Bridge. Talk about the bridge, and when I was talking to you, brothers and sisters, concerning the bridge, and that it's all right. You'll show me a glimpse, just a little bit, and sometimes he want me to say in the video that I'm doing, or he will tell me to make a new video. So as I was talking about the bridge, the Baltimore Bridge, and the crash that has happened, for a split second, the Lord showed me something in the realm of the Spirit. And that's why in the video, you'll hear me say, yes, Lord, I receive that. Anytime you see I do a video and you hear me say, yes, Lord, I receive that, that's the Holy Spirit talking to me. As I was doing that video, brothers and sisters, I saw in the realm of the Spirit the solar eclipse. And as I saw the solar eclipse happening in the realm of the Spirit, I saw what appears to be shadows coming out of the darkness from the solar eclipse. That is when it's full totality, not half, but full totality. I saw these shadows coming out. And what they look like is, how I can describe them, it's like the shape of a man with a tail. And they're all black. Thousands of them coming out. I don't know if they're coming from behind the moon or behind the moon and the sun, but it's in that vicinity. It's in that vicinity. I saw. Right,
so I will end the idea what she did. So going back into the precept, right? When I say that, so you understand what she was saying, you know? She's saying that she was seeing dark and within the darkness, the vicinity. I'm go back and hear what she was seeing in the vicinity, which is around the surroundings. When they go back into the plane, they say a valley it's a valley, it's a house, right? So we know where his son is.
The shadow, like I said, the top of them look human, and they're all black. Lord, millions, thousands of them coming out. I don't know if they're coming from behind the moon or behind the moon and the sun, but it's in that vicinity.
You know what you say?
It's in that vicinity. I
That's
saw
so
these shadow, like I said, the top of them look human, but the bottom from the waist down is like a little tail. Can't describe.
So who's that subtle beast? Who's that man? Gonna be revealed, that son of perdition. You know? That's the son of destruction who gonna reveal himself. Which is Esau Edom. You know? Who everything he touch, he poison it. The cancer of the earth. Right? So I don't want to go too prolong too much, because I'm going at hour and 24 minutes. And plus I had a merge and thing, so I want to do a part 2 in this. So I can read out this, and then I will go and do a part 2 in the book of Isaiah 47 verse 11. So continuing, let me read my phone verse, and in verse 6 it says, "And the Lord said, Behold, the people is one, and they have all one language, and this they begin to do, and now nothing will be restrained from them which they have imagined to do. Go to, let us go down, and they go down, confound their language, that they may not understand one another's speech. So the Lord scattered them abroad." So the Lord come and scatter them, and they already know. They say, lest we be scattered. So they don't see what's going to happen already, and it happened. They say, so the Lord scattered them abroad from thence upon the face of all the earth, and they left off to build the city. They left off to build the city. So they didn't finish building it. They didn't complete building, the sun and going on into what it was going on into. Right? Therefore is the name of it called Baal. It's a Baal. It's a, because the Lord did they confound the language of all the earth, and from let me see what that is. Go back into right.
Strong's H776. Eretz.
It's a Eretz.
Eretz.
It's a land, earth, whole earth, as opposed to a part. It's a earth as opposed to heaven. It's a inhabitants, land, country. It's a piece of ground, land of Canaan, Israel, inhabitants of land, right? So it's a ground, surface of the earth, ground, people of the land. So the people of the land. So you understand that the Lord bring confusion upon that land where the people was, right? It's a earth, so brothers gonna bring it to their understanding. Can also go down into the research and do their own at the church in Berea, do their own research. Don't just take it from me alone, but also do their own research. But please, Baba Kusha, and who could do a video on it, it could be Yapa, to share, because it's the brothers who deep in it will go down into it, it could be really Yapa. So right, so it's a right, but Mama say, can't. So continuing, it's a from verse 9. So therefore is the name of it called Baal, because the Lord did they confound the language Salakia of all the earth, and from thence did the Lord scatter them abroad upon the face of the earth. Right, so that is about it there, in this chapter. So what I wanna do, let's see if I could play a little more in this clip here. I'll bring out maybe 1 or 2 precepts again and then close it off.
The quadrupole magnets, and they are used to focus the beam.
It's like Legos, but instead, like each piece in the ring is a giant electromagnet. It's not a coincidence that the antimatter factory is at CERN. You need these super energetic particles driven by the massive particle accelerators at CERN to create antimatter.
Well, the way they are generated, you have these, collisions, big amount of energy, and from this, you automatically have a side product being antiprotons that are created.
They need to direct the antiprotons toward the AD Hall using these giant coils of wire.
It's connected to some transformers, which will send this current to the magnet, so you can have this tiny kick of your beam path.
So all that specialized equipment and the crazy amounts of energy you use to create energetic particles is part of why antimatter is so expensive. In 2006, antimatter costs an estimated $25 billion per gram to make.
Understand where they get to use all these nuclear weapons. The Lord is the ones who give them all this access. The Lord gave them because the earth itself, the human itself form cannot contain antimatter, but the Lord gave them that wisdom for them to reach to that level to contain it. They have elements where they create, to control antimatter. As I pull up in the that's small. This and all this.
There's an entire advanced civilization there, including some of the largest pyramids on Earth, right?
We know Idi meat and spit out the bone.
In Antarctica, he's with extreme speed, and he says that opened up at Antarctica, and he went into an area where it was lush and tropical almost. We have a new enemy that can fly from pole to pole with extreme speed, and he says they come and go as they please because nobody can stop them. There is a situation that began to happen during World War II where they discovered that the Nazis went down to Antarctica and built a base down there, New Schwabenland. They were like, wait a minute, why in the world would they go to this desolate place? What's down there that they would want to go through the harsh weather and risk everything, risk even their lives to be down there and build a base? Now, there's an incredible story that was in Admiral Byrd's diary that was found by his kids, where he said he flew into an area that opened up at Antarctica, and he went into an area where it was lush and tropical almost. And as he got into this area, this is according to his own diary, people can look this up, something took over his plane, and these 2 UFO-type craft, circular craft, flying saucers came, and it took over his craft, and it guided him in to this area where they landed. And then they took him to meet somebody that he calls in his diary the Master. Pretty interesting story. And according to this account, the Nazis had gotten help to create these craft called the Haunebuch. They had 4 versions of this craft, these circular disc craft, from these people down there. The guy, this Master, told him that they were wary of the nuclear bombs that had just been utilized, dropped the nuke on Japan and so forth, and they were wary of our experimentation with nuclear devices in wars because they're sharing this planet as well. Pretty interesting story. And so,
which we do, I just, as I say earlier, Idi meat and spit out the bone.
All of a sudden, Admiral Byrd's going down there with a fleet. Not just a small fleet. He took over 3,000 people with him. This was a huge expedition. It was a military expedition. When he got down there, they had a situation where some of these flying objects were attacking some of their ships and actually destroyed some of them. sent him back home packing with his tail between his legs. This is one of the top admirals, literally the top admiral in the world at the time for the United States military. He said that we have a new enemy that can fly from pole to pole with extreme speed. Why would he make a statement like that? And then all of a sudden, these Nazi, they are rumored to have these craft, which some of the designs have been found, called Hanabu. And these Hanabu craft had the capability of utilizing a couple different forms of propulsion. One was jets, so they could take off vertically. They had little jets that would thrust and take off vertically, but then from there they can shoot off horizontally. Well, they were using a device that was spinning in the center of the craft, and what it appears to be is they began to copy technology from the ancient Indian Vedas, because Hitler was sending his people all around the world to get knowledge on ancient technology. That's how they found these people in Antarctica. He even sent people to Tibet, Nazis to Tibet, to talk to the people in Tibet to find out about this ancient technology. He found out about Vimanas, and these people supposedly in Antarctica helped him develop a couple of them, where they use a ferrofluid vortex engine. A ferrofluid is a liquid metal like mercury. And in the ancient Indian Vedas, if you take mercury and rotate it at a high rotation, a high RPM, and electrify it, you get something called anti-gravity. So he was utilizing something that had rotating discs underneath these round craft, according to eyewitness accounts, and also the schematics that were discovered during the collapse of Nazi Germany. And it's pretty interesting that I think besides the uranium that's down there in Antarctica, which obviously you know what uranium's used for, right? Nuclear power plants and also nuclear weapons. There's mountains. Admiral Byrd said there were mountains of coal with no ice caps. No ice caps, his exact words, and I can give you a copy of this video. His own mouth is saying, no ice. Mountains of coal that can satisfy the world's need for coal for a very, very, very long time. Also, there's plutonium down there. Again, so uranium and plutonium, we know that if you have a high level of plutonium and uranium, it's one of the easier elements that you can separate the atoms. You can split atoms very easily, which makes it high use for weaponry and also power plants. So that's why the government wanted access down there. That's why the Germans wanted access down there. And that's why after Germany fell, we had Project Paperclip, where we took all the scientists from Germany that had learned all this wisdom and knowledge, and we brought them to America. People think Project Paperclip was just a small number of Nazis. We took over 2,000 Nazis with us and brought them to America and put them in positions of power over technology companies, the CIA, the space program at NASA, and so forth and so on. And we began to develop these technologies. So in a weird kind of way, America became the Fourth Reich, to be honest with you. And I know that they were developing at the time.
So going back into when they say that at least we be scattered. So what they was doing is here ain't like they're rounding them up, they're bringing them up back together. And they say the Nazis, the Americans, you know, they come and they gather them up and put them in high positions. So you understand there's no new thing under the sun. So going back into all these movies with the reincarnations, this is the same spirits back here today. The same spirits back here today doing as they was doing in the ancient world. So that's why you want to know how they had a vast knowledge, that vast understanding pertaining to all these protons and all these as the man was given one of the elements where it is used, you know, for the nuclear weapons. You understand all these things the Lord is giving Esau, so he will get that power to come up and try to portray himself as a god, when the true one and only living power, Yahweh Hashem, shall return, you know, to try to give a fight, which we know he's gonna get destroyed, he's gonna be desolate, but it's gonna be so yappa. That does show you that the time we're heading into in the kingdom of heaven, AF is beyond, Akiyam is beyond our imagination. The kind of elements, the kind of technology, I can't even say technology, spiritual powers, that is the correct word. So I don't want to go down too much in it. And I just have one more precept to close with. You know, I will try to put all these links in these videos in my description box, so brothers could you know, copy and paste it, so brothers could take in some of these videos, you know, and eat the meat and show the bone. So, I'm going to get this precept here. So we're going to the book of Revelation, chapter 6, verse 4. And it read it say, and there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, and that they should kill everyone, and there was given unto him a great sword. So understand, Akim, Esau Edom is coming down with great wrath, knowing that he have a short time. This red horse, which representing Esau Edom, the third parts of man, we at that time. So be up, be ready in the spirit and power of Hashem Shai. Be vigilant. As the scripture say, one of my favorite precepts, I'll close with this precept here. This is the book of Ephesians chapter 5 verse 14. It says, wherefore he said, awake, thou that sleepest, and arise from the dead, and Yahushua shall give thee light. See then that we walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the time, because the days are evil. So with that, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Kodash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of great mills, to whom we well. Salutation to the Yakim portion students inside to the four corners of the earth, to the few aquats who listen and learning, being obedient to the husband. This is Brother Howard from the GMS Prophetic Vibration Camp, Trinidad. We're going to listen to the spirit and power about Shimon Shai. About part 2 in this lesson. So look out for it today. I want to see if I could do that lesson, just precepts, and it might be short, and expounding on this lesson what I did, so hey, through the spirit and power of Hashem Shai, will be always edifying. Shalom.